Hello and welcome to another episode number 005 of the Infobots podcast, and I am your host, author Frederick Fishman. Today and every day we are sponsored by me, so for links to all of my books, apparel, and gear, go to our main Infobots website at Infobots, spelled with 2 T's, Infobots.com. And you can also help us out and show your support for this daily podcast by visiting our Patreon page at patreon.com/Infobots podcast. Okay, let's get started. And did you know that it seems like almost every day we wake up and then there's yet a new crisis we must face? One of the many that are occurring is the current meat shortage that you might find occasionally in your supermarket. At the beginning of the COVID crisis, it seems like there were shortages because people were panic buying. But now, here in mid-July, when we're recording this, the problem is a bit more complex. First, you have the problem of so many worker infections occurring in the meat, pork, and chicken processing plants. Many had to be shut down in the early stages of this pandemic. The United Food and Commercial Workers International Union, which represents 80% of the beef and pork workers and 33% of the poultry workers, estimates that 13,150 U.S. meatpacking plant workers have already been infected or exposed to the coronavirus, and 57 have died from COVID-19. The plants are starting to work again, not quite at full capacity, because it will take some time to get the supply and processing chain up to previous levels. Then there's the problem of the farmers raising the cattle, the pigs, and the chickens. Shipments to the plants have slowed or stopped in some cases. Animals stayed in place and were not shipped. That means feeding the animals for a longer period of time and trying to slow their growth was not easy. And with the startup, you have to worry that the workers could be exposed again to COVID, which is certainly valid since we are not out of the woods yet, or even through the first cycle of this infection, with still no solid treatment and no vaccine. Masks can be accomplished, of course, but social distancing in a meatpacking plant is difficult, if not impossible. So what does all this mean? Well, it means continued disruption in the supply chain and spotty shortages in certain types of product at your grocery store. This is going to take a while to get back to normal. And as Dr. Anthony Fauci said recently, maybe a year for normal to return. So, now you know. Thank you for listening. We hope you will support our efforts to bring you this daily Infobots podcast. You can help us out by visiting our Patreon page at patreon.com/Infobots podcast. Join us again for another episode of the Infobots podcast. Bye-bye.